Hello and welcome to another episode of Always Tell Me the Odds, a Star Wars Unlimited podcast. I'm Magnus, or Dragonfly, and with me as usual is Marcus, or Followin.
Hey,
How are you doing today,
I am
Marcus?
doing well. It's Monday as always when we record, so it's a Monday, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, do good for sure.
What have you been up to since last time we recorded?
I will be very frank here. I haven't
Brief,
done anything.
yeah.
Very brief. I haven't done nothing. I haven't even played online this week, to be honest. It was the Star Showdown and then nothing, because it's been so much other stuff that I have had to do. But I have been thinking a little bit to build new decks, and because now I have my mid-range deck in the Ray Tarkentown deck, and I have the more control-y deck with Yoda Green, and I'm starting to think about a more aggressive deck, so I have like one of each, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, kind of.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. And
I mean, sometimes you need a bit of a break as well. For me as well, this week I've taken a break from Star Wars Unlimited. I haven't played much. I have played some online, but not much. Very little.
Yeah.
I played two showdowns last weekend,
Yeah,
and
it's a lot.
I had some birthdays in the family this week, so I've been doing a lot other stuff. And I like to take sometimes to take a bit of a small time off.
Yeah,
Just
it's good to
you
do
get
that.
you get more, because you get more psyched to play and more excited to play if you just get some time off.
Yeah.
So
And you don't want to
not
burn
a
out
big
or
week
anything.
for us. No, and not a big week for us.
Nope.
And I mean, for me as well, this the last two showdowns were the last tournaments that I'll play in before set 4 releases.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm not super excited to build new decks in this meta right now, to try out new decks.
Yeah.
I'm more like excited for the next set and the tournaments that will come after that. So
yeah, that will be interesting.
guess
The new cards and stuff, and the meta will change, and it will be interesting for sure.
Yeah. So that's gonna be super fun, and I mean, that's a bit of the topic for today's episode.
True,
as well.
True. But before we go into that, we thought about one thing, and it's for you who have listened to the last episode. We have a raffle for free tickets to the SWU Malmö Open Qualifier, and we said in that episode that that raffle you had until the 15th of February to do that, but we have decided to prolong that raffle until the 22nd of February instead, because to let more people have a chance to go in and win. And
1 week was felt after we did. Yeah, it felt a little bit short. Maybe people don't have time to listen to our episode, and so we want to give people at least 2 weeks to get to listen to that episode. And
everyone should listen to it at 6 p.m. every Sunday.
They should, but that is not how it's working right now.
That's true.
No. So
for sure.
Yeah. So people get.
You said it was the last tournament in this set for you. Are there any more tournaments going on close to us?
Yeah,
now?
Mike. I mean, there is still the
right?
Malmö showdown in as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
22nd or 23rd. February. I'm not sure, but I'm not in the country then.
Same.
So I
both of us are out of Sweden. Then.
yeah. So,
but there are some PQs also, right? There's one in Oslo.
There is still a few PQs. Yes, there is.
Right.
So there's still a lot of fun to watch and to be excited for. But for me personally, I'm not going to play any more tournaments. I'm going to still bring my premier deck to our weekly plays because there might be other people that wants to get ready for these showdowns and PQs. So of course I'll help out. But when I'm looking at decks and leaders to play in the future, mainly looking at the new leaders and what can I use from the new set in existing decks and so on. So I'm not building new decks for this meta right now.
True. So that is a little bit the topic for today, right?
Yes.
The upcoming set.
It is. So we have both chosen 5 cards each from the new set. That we are, either excited to play or just think is fun cards, or some reason to be excited about these cards.
True.
Could be the art maybe, or I'm not really sure. It's going to be interesting to see why you chosen the cards you've chosen. And,
because I have very little knowledge about the card game, so it's But how do you feel about it? You are pretty psyched about the new set, right?
Yeah, so far it's looking really fun, and I mean, it's very vehicle centric. It's a lot of and of course very much spaceships and so on. Yeah,
sure.
and the piloting and all of these. And I mean,
I am super overwhelmed.
You've said that.
Yeah, I told you that because I started, for you who don't know, I started to play Star Wars Unlimited and also started to play TCGs in, wasn't it September when set 3 was released? So
November actually.
November. November. Wow. So
the set was released in November, but I think you started a bit just
presets.
Like few weeks before there.
Because I was on the pre-releases of it. So that's when I started with Star Wars Unlimited, and it's also when I started to play TCGs because I never done that before. So I'm pretty new to the game. But when I came in there, it was the pre-release of set 3. So I had 3 sets to learn, like the cards and all the, like, what are the actions, what does overwhelm mean, what does ambush mean, and all the traits of the cards and so on. And I'm starting to get a hang of it. So when they said, I was like, oh no, it's set 4. And I was like, oh my God. And when I've seen the spoilers with all this piloting stuff, and I was like, oh my God, this is super overwhelming for me. So because I just got into this set 1, 2, and 3 and started to learn a little bit about those. And now when I see the spoilers for set 4, I'm like, shit, this is so much right now. So I can't really take it in. But I think it will be easier now because now it's, in quotation marks, only 1 set to learn. I already have the other 3 in my baggage now. So now I kind of know the game a little bit and so on. So it will be a little bit easier this time to get into a new set. But it was my first feeling when the spoilers started to drop. And I was like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming.
I mean, I guess it's gonna get easier for each set releases for you. It's like. And we haven't talked about that, but they did announce how rotation is going to work in this game as well.
True.
I guess we have to do an episode about that.
We can do that because I have I know what it is now, but it's like, what is a rotation? Why do I need that? I don't want that because I want to play my cards. So I think we should do an episode about that. But can we just
we should
just super short for people who don't know that and who are new into this like me. It's like rotation is when you take out a bunch of cards that, like the older cards, the older sets, and bring in new ones.
If you're going to be very short about it, rotation is partly because you want to keep the game fresh.
Yeah.
And a very important thing also with the rotation is you want it to be easy and accessible for new players.
Yeah.
If you take a game like Magic, the Gathering, that's been around for 30 years, if you just kept putting more and more cards into the standard play format, then if you as a new player come in and there is like tens of thousands of cards to learn, it's almost impossible to buy the cards and it's almost impossible to learn the cards. So rotation is a very good way to keep it fresh, and in this game it's going to be between 4 and 6 sets that's legal to play in Premiere at all times.
So they rotate out 3 sets at a time.
Yeah, when now we're getting set 4, but when set 7, is released, set 1, 2, and 3 will rotate out. So then you'll only be able to play set 4 to 7 in Premier format. They will also make a new format called Eternal, I think, where you can play with all the cards. And a lot of other games have other formats as well. So, but I'm actually looking forward to having more than one format in the game as well. That's going to be
that might be interesting. But let's not dig too much into that now. We'll get back to that. So jump to Lightspeed.
We've chosen 5 cards each. We want to talk about for some reason. We'll see why we want to talk about them. But it's going to be interesting because we have a bit of a different
for sure, very different
theme on our cards. We could say.
That's true.
And can also just note that we're recording on the 10th of February, so it's only cards that have been previewed up till today.
The spoilers that come after the 10th of February will not be in this selection.
And also because we're early afternoon, we'll probably get some spoilers this evening. But
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well. It is what it is.
Okay, so let's just jump in. So what's your first card you want to talk about?
First card, it's the one I chose for that one is a Planetary Bombardment. It's a red card. It costs 6 resources. And the text on it says that it deals 8 indirect damage to a player, which is massive. And if you control a capital ship, which is a trait on a card, a capital ship unit, deal 12 indirect damage instead. For me, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god!" Because if you have like 12 indirect damage, I'm not sure what indirect damage is, but I guess it's just damage.
I can quickly explain indirect damage. So indirect damage is kind of like how Cad Bane works now. That so if you do 8 indirect damage to your opponent chooses where the damage goes. So he can put it either on his base or on his units. He can't put more damage on a unit than it has health. So you cannot put all 8 on a 1 health damage. Right. 1 health unit and just get rid of the damage. You have to put the damage where you can. And also indirect damage is unpreventable. So it goes under shields.
Right. Yeah.
And I guess like Boba's armor can't prevent the damage and so on.
All right.
So it's a very fun way of doing damage.
Yeah, and if you have 12 indirect damage, it's massive. You can wipe the base.
I guess some of that damage is gonna hit the base because it's not often that you have more around 12 health of units in the game. That's very rare, I guess.
Yeah. And also I thought that was it must be a part of, since also I can't use but I never use what is it called, bombardment, the ones that you are using all the time against me.
You mean overwhelming barrage.
Overwhelming barrage. So this is kind of that, but but I can use it. But with some, there's also some situational thing in this one that you need to have.
The opponent chooses where the damage goes. So
but that's fine. 12 damage
part of indirect damage is not a plus for you as a player, but usually I guess there will be more indirect damage than there would be if you choose where the damage went. So 12 damage is
imagine if they don't have any units out and you get 12 damage on the base. It's
gonna be
especially if you play with a like smaller bases with 25 health on them. That's like half of the damage.
If you get to do the 12 damage, that means you have a capital ship in play as well. So, you probably have a lot of damage.
So like for instance, if I have my home one, the green ship, it has, what is it, 8, I think? It's damage
7, right?
Or 7.
Isn't it 7?
All right. 7
I think
maybe.
So.
Yeah. So it's then it makes 19 damage if they don't have
in a round. Yeah.
So that's massive.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I also think that this will be a very played card, maybe. we'll see.
Maybe we'll
Could
see.
be 6/6 resources
it's
is
expensive for sure.
A bit for some decks a bit later in the game.
Yeah.
If you face like very aggro decks,
it might be.
Could be, sure. Might not be super good because if you play this against a very aggro deck, they might not even have taken any damage to their base. True. So they maybe don't care if they take 12 damage to the base.
What I was
so you
thinking,
don't do anything.
What my first thought was like, I will make my Yoda deck, but I will make it Yoda red, and I can use this card with You're My Only Hope, because then I can play this card in like turn 4 or so. So
that could be really nice, probably. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot of nice, probably like combos with this card.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
So, what is your first card?
It's not on my list, but I also think it's a really interesting card. It's going to be very fun to see how that plays.
For sure.
So my first card on the list is a leader.
Mm-hmm.
It's Admiral Piet.
Mm-hmm.
He is an 5-cost 2/7 leader, Imperial official. He has an action when he's not deployed, which is you can do the action, play a capital ship unit from your hand. It costs 1 less. And he deploys on 5, and when he's deployed, each capital ship unit you play costs 2 less.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there's a lot of interesting about this leader. I think it's super interesting that when he's not deployed, you can only get the discount from when you play capital ships from units from your hand. But when he's deployed, it's each capital ship unit you play costs 2 less. So you could do
smuggle them, like
stupid stuff, like or maybe it's like I'm thinking about Palpatine's Return.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 6 cost event. You can play a unit from your discard pile. It costs 5 less. So if you play that, you'll get the 2 extra. So if you play a capital ship from your discard pile, it costs 7 less instead. So things like that could be really interesting with him. And also just I think probably green villainy is probably the color combination I've played the most in this game so far. I really
you really like that.
Yeah, it seems like that really fits my playstyle, and I like to ramp and play big units. The Devastator is one of my favorite ships to play. It makes such a big impact on the board when you play it, and with Admiral Piet, you're gonna be able to play that much earlier in the game, and I'm really looking forward to play this leader with a lot of different base combinations. I think with blue or red, and and I mean played with yellow, so you can play a triple dark raid and into a big unit quick as well.
I am not looking forward to you playing it because it will be super hard.
I mean, we'll see how good it'll be. Might still be too slow for super aggro decks. I don't know. We'll see.
But theoretically, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it looks very interesting.
Sure. Yeah.
And I really like the art as well with the Death Star in the background. He's looking out towards the Death Star. It's super nice.
It is really
so
nice.
That's gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to try out, and I'm looking forward to see if I get him in pre-release. I'm gonna try playing him at the pre-release as well in the limited format. Hopefully you get some good capital chips and you can do nasty things in limited as well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So what's your second card then?
So my second card is also a leader. It's Luke Skywalker. He's a deploy on 6, and he's a 5/6 if he comes out as a unit. But you can also play him as a pilot, and this is one of those new traits in the set 4, where you can play like a character as an upgrade on a ship. And if you do that, if you play Luke Skywalker on a ship, he becomes a +4/+5. So whatever. You get +4/+5 on a ship, which is a lot, I think. And also on the card it says this upgrade can't be defeated by an enemy card abilities, which means that you can't use like
you get use like confiscate or something like that.
Exactly. And also it also says attached units is a leader unit, and if it's a fighter you put this on as an upgrade, the unit gains on attack, you may deal 3 damage to a unit. And I think that's super cool. Because it's you may first make 3 damage to a unit, and then you do the damage from the ship, and you have +4 on the attack. So it's potentially very strong. And when you flip out the leader, so that is as an upgrade. And when you just have him undeployed as a leader, you can use an action, and that action says if you attacked with a fighter unit this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit. So it means this will probably have a lot of fighter units if you play this.
I mean, Luke is a fighter pilot, so sure. It's very thematical on theme, and I think it could be very nasty as well.
Yeah, I think it could getting be a very fast
+4 +5. Yeah, getting. I mean, he doesn't flip until turn 6 or turn 5 with 6 resources. That could be a bit late, maybe. To be a super fast deck, but as a mid-range deck, he will
for sure
be a big threat when he hits the board.
Yeah, but I think I like his deal 1 extra damage.
He's not bad as a unit if you don't have any fighters or you're not confident in going into space with him, or he's a 5/6. Yeah, it's not the best stats, but it's okay, I guess, as an option. If you don't have a good unit to attach him to.
Yeah, but I think it's in my head as a beginner. This looks like potentially a good leader, but also I'm old, so I grew up when the first the original movies came out. For me, Luke Skywalker is like he's the hero. So Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, they are Star Wars for me. So when I talk to young people today, they're like, "Oh no, Maul," and I was like, "Who is that?" So it's also like for me, it's like Luke Skywalker. It is Star Wars for me. So,
yeah, I can relate to that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting leader. It's going to be very fun to see if this piloting abilities to attach to vehicles will be good enough for to see Premier play.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Yeah,
and either way, I think in limited, both in draft and in sealed, it's going to be very interesting to play this set because it's going to be so different from the other sets. I think
so much
it's going to
more
be really
space.
fun.
So much more space in it for sure. So your second card, what is that?
Yeah, my second card is a blue card, blue-black card, Director Krennic. He is an 2/3 Imperial officer for the cost of 2. He's shielded, and he has the text: the first unit you play each round that has a when defeated ability costs 1 less. So he is just the stats on this unit is really good to start with. He's a 2/2 for 2 with a shield. It's like a crafty smuggler or L3 for the heroic side, and he's got an upside as well. That if you play when defeated cards in your deck, which you're probably gonna do, they can be 1 cheaper, and that's really good as well. So,
what I compare him with is the I'm just thinking about stick ladies. What are they called? They are called the village protectors. They are also a 2/2 and they're shielded, but as usual, the villain is side a sheet, so this one only costs 2, and the village protectors cost 3. But otherwise,
but the village protectors got Sentinel as well.
Oh, that's true.
That's a big difference. That's why you pay 1 more, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But this is you can compare this with L3. That's a 2.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the yellow
2 for 2 with the shield as well. But it also has extra text. You can smuggle it, and you can not capture. You can like
rescue
cards. Yeah, and you have like the more basic version of these kind of units is the crafty smuggler. It's just a yellow.
Oh, that's true.
2/2 for 2 that's shielded, no more text. So it's a super good. It's gonna see play in most villainy blue decks, I think, from the start. Yeah.
Do you see what I did there? I remember when you said L3, I was like, oh, I know that card. I'm learning.
Yeah. I mean, and I've always in card games liked when defeated effects. I played a lot of Hearthstone, and it's called Death Rattle in that game. It's basically the same thing. When the unit dies, something happens. I really enjoy playing decks that has that as a theme. So I hope we'll see more of that.
You're such a villainy
this
player.
game as well. maybe. So let's move on to your third card.
So my third card is R2D2. R2. And it's a 1 cost.
It's a flavor text.
Sorry?
Yeah, the flavor text is
the flavor text. R2. So it's a unit, cost 1, and it's a 1/4. So it's a R2. The other R2 units are also 1/4, but this one also have piloting. So if you put this one as an upgrade on a vehicle, it gets +1/+1. So it's a +1/+1 upgrade. And also the unit it gains, you may play, the unit you play it on, it gains, you may play or deploy 1 additional pilot on this one. So the thing is that when you can only play 1 pilot on each ship if it doesn't say anything else. But when it comes to this R2D2, you can put it on a ship and then you can put an additional upgrade or pilot on it. And I really like that, because I was thinking if I have, for instance, Luke Skywalker as a leader, the card we talked about before, the Luke Skywalker card gives a +4/+5, and then you can put the R2 on there too, so then you get a +5/+6, which is massive. And I chose this card because I like the artwork on it, and I also
it's really nice.
It's very much like following the lore of Star Wars, where you put R2 on a fighter, for instance, and he helps Luke a lot in the fighting. So I really like this card. If it's good, I don't know. I guess it is. It's a 1 cost card. It's a cheap upgrade. You get +1/+1. So
yeah, and I mean, as an upgrade, it actually costs 0.
Actually
so
0.
It's free when you play it as an upgrade. So
I didn't see that.
I guess you have to play R2 before you play Luke on the card to be able to play both pilots.
I think so too.
And I think sometimes people feel like people forget that it's all these piloting effects. It's not only on like ships in space. You can play it on. It's just vehicles, so you can play it on the ground units as well. So that could be very good as well.
That could be interesting if they like
things on ground.
Yeah, like walkers, AT&T and stuff. Yeah, like that. Yeah. That's actually I've never thought about that. I always think about it's a pilot on a ship, but that's true. It can be on ground units.
Of course, the set is very space focused, but
that's true.
You shouldn't forget you can play them on. Just vehicles on the ground as well, so it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a good card. Feels like a good card.
And I mean, R2 is a solid card when he is a unit for 1/4. It's just to put him out there, he delays the opponent a little bit, makes some damage. It's like I like it. It's a nice card.
Yeah, and in some decks, like you've played a lot of Rey. You can buff him up as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you can play this R2. You can buff up, or you can play on a vehicle. It's very. It gives you a lot of options, and that's always good in card games. If you get like a lot of options, you're not locked in on doing a specific thing. So that feels good.
I love when you said that you have played it in my Rey decks. I love that. I love when R2 is a 3/6. And then you put like a Jedi lightsaber on him, so it becomes like a 6/9. It's like,
he's the boss monster.
He's the boss monster. All right, so your third card.
Yep. Okay, so probably see a theme on my cards now because my third is also blue-black card. It's a leader. It's Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he is a 6 cost leader. 4/7 Imperial official He has the text when he's not deployed. When you use a when defeated ability, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, use that ability again. And when he's deployed, he has the same effect. You don't have to exhaust him, and it's only once each round. Unfortunately, but I understand it would be too good otherwise. But
that is super interesting.
I mean, I love this leader for so many reasons. I really like to play the when defeated effects in card games. So, and I'm super happy that they made that this leader has like that Thrawn gets this effect because I really love the Rebels series, and Thrawn is one of my favorite characters. So I would love to be able to play him. I've tried to play, as you know, Thrawn, the first version, the leader, but he is quite hard to play, and his effect is very, very situationally good and hard to like make very good decks with, I think. So I hope this version of Thrawn will be a bit more playable than the last one, so I can play a lot of Thrawn decks, and I think
this very good.
Could probably pair with a lot of different colors as well. I'm not super excited about the art on this card, so I hope the showcase will be much better, and I hope I'll have the luck to draw one.
True. Otherwise, you need to.
I would very much like to draw either a Piet or a Thrawn showcase in this.
I can totally see you playing as one of those, or actually both of them. It's so much you when it comes to this game. For sure, and it's little bit. The ability is a little bit like what is it, Bosk now, where he can do upgrades.
Yeah, he can double a bounty.
The double bounty.
But this doubles every when defeated in play.
Yeah, so it's super good.
One each turn, but
super good.
I think that could be, and it's like a leader for the future as well, or at least as long as, because there will just come. There will get we'll get more and more when defeated cards. So
for sure,
he's a very interesting leader. It's gonna be super fun to try out to play and build decks with him. So
fingers crossed that you get the showcase.
Yeah. It's very, very unlikely, but you can always hope.
Yeah, hope for it, for sure.
So your fourth.
My fourth card, it's Anakin Skywalker. It's a heroic yellow card, heroic cunning, and it's also a unit. It has piloting, and it's also a force and fringe unit. But it's a 2 cost for 2/3 as a unit. And it has piloting, so you could put it on a ship or a vehicle as an upgrade. And then as an upgrade, it becomes a +2/+3. So it gives the vehicle a +2/+3 buff. And also, there's a text on the card says, when attached unit completes an attack and survives, you may return this upgrade to its owner's hand. And I thought, first of all, I love the artwork on this card. That is the first reason why I chose it. I was just like, I want this card because I love the artwork. It's so corny, and I just like it. But it's also, I think that what do you call them? Ability, or the one you may return it to the upgrade to your owner's hand. I think that is a good thing, because if you give a unit that, for instance, is a 2/2, and you put this as an upgrade, it becomes a 4/5. You can take down a unit, and then you just return this to your hand, and then you can use it again. So you can just use it over and over again as long as it's alive. And I think that might be a really good thing, actually.
Optimally, you can play a lot of small units, and then you can attack with this like multiple times. Maybe there will be like the X-Wing token units in this set.
Exactly.
So if you make a lot of X-Wings, then you can like play this for 2 on an X-Wing attack, and then play it for 2 on a next X-Wing attack. It could be really good.
Could be really good. So, and I think
interesting card.
And if you combine this with the Luke Skywalker leader ability, because when he's not deployed, you can attack with a fighter unit this phase and deal 1 damage to a unit. So if you use, for instance, a fighter token, you put Anakin Skywalker on there, you kill something, and then you might deal 1 damage to a unit with Luke Skywalker's action. I think those combinations could be super interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know, but it's in my head it could be good.
I mean, I also like the art. It's very Anakin, and the flavor text as well. I'll try spinning. It's they've nailed the flavor text on so many cards really in this game. They have a bit of a humor when doing the flavor text, and I really like that. It's supposed to be a fun part of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
The flavor text.
Yeah. I just realized I can play R2 for free as pilot, +1/+1, and then I play Anakin Skywalker for 2, +2/+3, so that's +3/+4. It's like...
it could escalate quite quickly with some cards to make very big decks, big units and to attack with. So I mean, it's cool. Very interesting. Yeah.
So your 4th card.
My 4th card is another blue-black blue villain card.
Totally see a pattern here.
Yeah, this time it's the Chimera.
Yeah.
It's a 6-cost 5/6 Imperial vehicle capital ship, and when played, you may use a when defeated ability on a friendly unit. So it fits abilities I really like in the game. And when defeated, create 2 TIE Fighter tokens. So this combined with Thrawn, this is Thrawn's ship. So this combined with Thrawn actually gives him 4 TIE Fighter tokens when it dies. Jesus. And I don't know how good that is. Actually, the main reason I chose this card is I think the art on this one is amazing.
Beautiful. It's really good.
So beautiful. I really hope they will make playmats with this art on it, because I really would like to have that playmat. That is, I mean, almost as good as Overwhelming Barrage from first set. Maybe
I actually think this one is better.
It's adjacently good, maybe I could say. Equally good. It's good on another level. But it's super nice art. So
I think this one is better, but it's very subjective. It's a taste.
Yeah,
of course.
But it's a beautiful card as well. So I really hope they make that.
Yeah. One thing that I heard I heard FFG say that. I think it was someone on FFG say that on one of their streams, that they have challenged the authors a little bit, who draws the artwork, that they should not make the space just black with some stars in it, but they need to do something more. And I think they nailed that in this Chimera art with the yellow and the sun or explosion and the TIE fighters, and it's super nice. I really think they nailed that there for sure, to make the space more living.
Yeah, more not just black. It's,
exactly.
And they've done that on a lot of cards, and I really like how
they're a good job with that for sure.
Exploring it, it's fun to see.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get this card in hyperspace.
Oh yeah.
Hyperspace card, really maybe nice. Hyperspace foil. We'll see. It's just an uncommon, fortunately. So it's probably not going to be an expensive card.
Yeah.
So I really hope I'll get
nice.
it in.
Well, maybe I get it for the artwork, even if I don't play villainy.
Yeah, why not? It's a beautiful card.
Maybe I should start playing villainy.
Maybe you should.
There are some cards when we play that.
I've seen a pattern of cards we've been choosing here. You've only played. Okay, your first card was neither villainy or heroism, but the other card's been heroism.
Heroic, yeah.
So heroic. Sorry, is your last card on this theme as well?
It is. It's a little bit different, but my fifth card is the name is Radus. It's a 7-cost 8/6 unit, space unit with resistance, vehicle, and capital ship as traits. And I'm not sure why I chose this, but when I saw it, I was like, "This, I like this one." It gets on the card. It says it's as long as you control another resistance card, you get Sentinel on this card, and also it has a when defeated action, or what do you say? When defeated, whatever. Yeah. When defeated, deal damage equal to this unit's power to an enemy unit, and I think it's an interesting card. It's quite expensive with 7. It's a green white card, but the thing is that if you have, I wish this was a rebel card though, but if you have another resistance card, if you play a resistance deck and this card gets Sentinel, it's a big Sentinel because it has 8/6. And also when they kill it, which they must do since it's probably a Sentinel, then you may deal 8 damage to an enemy unit, which is kind of a lot just to like put out there an extra 8.
I mean, this can potentially kill a lot of enemy units because they have to like drive maybe two ships into it first, and then you kill another one.
It's massive,
and that's really annoying. Could be a really annoying ship.
Yeah, and I was thinking, as if I played it again, I think about my Yoda green deck that I've been playing now, where I play Luke Skywalker on turn 4, and it's the same cost, so I could potentially play this card on turn 4 with my Yoda deck. And if I get a Sentinel 8/6 out on turn 4, that will make a huge impact on the game.
Against space heavy decks, that will like stop them for a while, I guess.
Yeah, even if they don't even if they're not space heavy, it's like it makes 8 damage each turn.
It's still an 8/6.
2 turns is 16 damage. It's quite a lot. It's half of the ordinary base. So it's
the opponent has to take care of this card.
So it's an interesting card.
It's very interesting,
for sure.
Super interesting, yeah.
All right. So your 5th card.
So my last card is actually not a villainy card. So we both had one that wasn't attached to any of the sides.
Yeah, but it is
it's a blue card.
It's a blue card.
It's a lot of blue cards here. I didn't intentionally choose 4 blue cards and a green card, but that's what happened.
Yes.
So my last card is a rare base, the Colossus.
Yes.
35 health base.
Yeah,
with the drawback of draw 1 less card in your starting hand. Mm-hmm. So I choose this card because I love to play control decks.
Yeah.
And so far my favorite leader to play is Palpatine. And I think this could be really good with Palpatine. So a Palpatine blue deck. Palpatine might not take the loss of 1 card to his starting hand as much as other leaders, because he can more easily draw cards during his turns with his ability. So, but he really needs more health against aggro decks. So, to be able to play a Palpatine deck with 35 base health, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see if that can be good. So I'm looking forward to trying that out.
Yeah, the 5 extra health it's a lot.
It does very much. It's against a lot of decks where you like just needed that 1 or 2, maybe 3 more health, and then you can turn around the game and start to win. Like with Palpatine, that's a lot of the time where you would need. So 5 more health could do a lot for him. So that's it's going to be very interesting to play with.
Because I remember when we were in Copenhagen playing the PQ, I think you had 2 games where you were up and like you were up to 28, 29 damage on your base before you started to heal down again. But it's too close for comfort when you're up at 29 or 30 base. So 35, that makes at least 6 more until they kill you, is like it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a very, very huge difference. So I'm really looking forward to playing with that card.
Yeah, I can totally see.
And actually, this could be one of the rare bases that can be really good to draw in a sealed or a draft as well.
True.
If you want to play a blue base to have more health, in a in limited format could be really good.
Could be really good.
I mean, one less card is not the best, maybe, but
no, but
I mean, three more health is very much. So
but
that could be.
But it's only on your starting hand. You still draw 2 cards every turn. So
yeah, it's only in the starting hand.
Yeah, and I'm thinking
it's just one less card. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking Twin Suns, because when we played that, we said that the 25 bases are absolutely trash, and you need the 30 bases. So when you have the 35 base, then, well, and
I think that a lot of decks want to play this in Twin Suns.
I think it's a good card or a good base for Twin Suns for sure.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, interesting.
I think that too. That's gonna be fun to try out.
I actually had a bonus card, a 6th card. I won't go through the card because I didn't. I didn't choose it as a card like I want to play it or anything. It's just I chose it for the artwork of it. Yep. It's the card is called Shuttle Tidarium. It's a yellow heroic card. I solely chose it because of the artwork. I think it's absolutely beautiful. The blue, green, and yellow in that card. It's so good. And my first thought was like, oh my god, I want this in hyperspace because it will be super nice.
Yep. So I agree. I would love this as a playmat as well. It's
for sure
amazing art, and it's such an iconic ship as well. And they've nailed the flavor text again. Fly casual. It's when
it's a beautiful.
How do you fly a spaceship casual?
It's a beautiful ship and the spruce trees, and then you see the Death Star in the background.
Yeah,
it's like it's beautiful. But I think this will be in one of the starter decks. I think in the what is it? I don't remember, Han Solo deck, right?
Yeah.
Because it's also the text is like if you discard a card and it's an odd cost thingy. It's like, but it's so it will probably be fairly easy to get, but I would like it in hyperspace. It's a beautiful.
Yeah, I
card.
think it's gonna be a beautiful card in hyperspace. That's true.
All right, so we were sticking to our theme. You were going villainy, and I was going heroic. It's fun that it's interesting that we have taken those paths. I tried a lot of different leaders when I came into the game, and you told me that like just try stuff out, and I tried stuff out, and every time I fell down into a heroic leader. So I guess that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, looks like it. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. So we're excited for the new set coming out.
Very much. So it's gonna be super fun to see the new set.
Yeah, overwhelming, as I said, but it's fine.
I think it's time to wrap this week's episode.
Yeah, so it was a longer one this time.
It was
for sure. Yeah,
but really fun to see what kind of cards you've chosen. And I really like all the cards we've chosen actually.
Me too. I really enjoy the ones you have. I haven't even really looked into them because I don't. As I said, don't play villainy most often, but I really like and your reasoning around them. It's interesting, and it will be fun to play against you with them, for sure.
Yeah.
Should we just say that the exciting news last week in the last episode? It will be so much fun. I'm so much looking forward to it. And unfortunately, the SWU Malmö Open qualifiers will be on the same weekend as the sector qualifier in Milan in Italy. But I mean, that happens. It's very hard. We decided on a date, and then they released the sector qualifiers after that, so we can't do much about it. But again, who chooses Milan before Malmö? I don't know. But it's easy choice.
It's very good price support for
the price support Malmö, is really good.
Malmö Open qualifier. Sure.
So we're pitching that.
Maybe you should go to Malmö instead of Milan.
Yeah, I think you should, and you will meet us there, which is like 100% worth it. But we will, we will put a link for where you register for the tournament in our description of the episode for sure. So we'll just a reminder on that. Go in there because it's already. I think it's almost half of the seats taken already. I think, if I remember it right.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe not half.
I don't think that it's that at all. But
all right.
I haven't talked to Marcus about how many. But I think there is no. there is still a lot of tickets left, and we would like to see as many as possible, of course. But
for sure, it will be a lot of fun.
Don't forget to go in and join our Discord and put a question in our Discord. You might win a ticket to the Swoop Malmö Open qualifiers.
That's it.
Okay, so before we wrap this up,
yes, we have the question as always. We're always telling the odds here. So this time I have a question for you, Magnus, and you need to tell me the odds. It's a very basic question this time, and it's relevant because on Thursday, we already recording this on a Monday, and on Thursday we will probably play Twin Suns again. And so right now we have 50 cards in the deck, and it's what do you call it, singleton? I don't know what it's called, but
singleton.
So you only have one card of each card, so it's just like it's 50 different cards in there. But when they release the next set now, set 4, there will be a change there, so you need to have 80 cards in your deck. So what is the chance to draw what is the odds to draw one specific card out of those 80?
I mean, it's 1 in 80.
Yes, but exactly. As I said, so what percentage is that?
Oh, percentage. What's that? It's like, it's not quite 1 in 100, so it's not quite 1%. What? Let's see, quick, like 1.25, right?
Yeah, exactly. So 1.20.
Yeah.
The thing is, so as I said, it's very easy. It's like it's not a hard one this time, but what I think is amazing is that 1 in 80, when I hear that, and it's like that's fairly easy to get, but when I hear 1.3%, suddenly it's like, oh shit, that's very low. Because when I built my Twin Suns deck with 50 cards, and I was like, oh, this card is good, this card is good, this card is good, it's like, oh, I will play all these cards. I will absolutely not do that. It's just 1% for me to get a card. So if I'm waiting for a card, it's I mean the percentage goes up the more cards I draw. But it's, for me, that was a little bit like,
interesting to see if because of the 80 cards instead of 50 might be a bit longer games in Twin Sun, maybe. The ones we played like usually don't go past turn 7 or maybe turn 8.
True.
So you've only drawn, you start with 6 cards and then maybe like 25 cards.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Out of your 80 cards.
Exactly. So that's why I thought that like it amazed me a little bit. I mean, it's super easy math, but it's 1% to draw a card. It's like, yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see.
For sure. All right.
So thank you all for listening. Don't forget, we have a Discord you can join. There's a link in the description. We've also started to upload the episodes on YouTube. Also a link where you can, in the show notes, you can watch them there. You can always find us both in the Swedish and international Discords as Dragonfly and Followin. So thank you all for listening, and talk to you next week. Bye.